If your body fails you for 30 days, will the business survive? Most founders have a continuity plan for cash flow, legal risk, hiring, even cyber attacks. But almost nobody has a continuity plan for the one asset that carries all of it, you. The fact is, if your energy crashes, your sleep falls apart, your waist is expanding, your blood sugar is drifting, or you end up traveling with zero structure, the business pays the price. So, today I'm gifting you the playbook to remove that risk. Founders don't usually collapse dramatically or suddenly. They decline slowly and often without even noticing it. They normalize fatigue, they normalize brain fog, normalize disrupted sleep, elevated stress, and the waistline that keeps creeping up while the business keeps growing. And because they're responsible, they keep saying the same thing. Once this quarter is over, I will fix my health. Then the next quarter starts. By the time the warning signs are obvious, the cost is no longer theoretical. It shows up in focus, decision making, temperament, travel resilience, recovery, and ultimately performance. Health is not a side project, it is business continuity. The first step is to stop guessing and start measuring. Look at the core markers: fasting glucose, HbA1c, fasting insulin, triglycerides, HDL, liver enzymes, kidney markers, inflammatory markers where appropriate, and anything else relevant to your risk profile. Because your body will often warn you in the lab long before it warns you in the mirror or actual performance. Then measure your waist, not your weight. Your waist. Why? Because body composition and abdominal fat tells you far more about metabolic risk than a vanity metric ever will. If your waist is rising while your calendar gets busier, that is not just aging, that is signal. Number 3, insulin. This is one of the most neglected but most crucial drivers of modern health decline. When insulin signaling is off, hunger rises, fat loss becomes harder, energy gets less stable, and the body becomes less flexible. High performers are often told to optimize productivity. Very few are told to optimize metabolic signaling. Fourth, sleep. If you sleep badly, everything gets harder. Decision quality drops, impulse control drops, recovery drops, training suffers, appetite regulation suffers. You can't outwork chronic sleep debt. You can only accumulate its cost. Number 5, medications. Some medications can affect weight, energy, appetite, blood sugar, sleep, or recovery. That does not mean they are bad. It means they need to be understood in context. Founders need a health strategy that accounts for what they're taking, not just what they're eating. Sixth, travel. This is where many founder health systems collapse. Airport food, late dinners, interrupted sleep, time zone shifts, missed workouts, stress stacking on stress. If your business requires travel, then your health system has to be built for travel. Otherwise, every trip becomes a metabolic tax. Seventh, a contingency health plan. This is the part almost nobody has. What happens when you get sick? What happens when sleep breaks down, or let's say for 2 weeks? What happens when your labs drift? What happens when your waist increases? What happens when your schedule explodes? A founder without a contingency plan is running a company without any backup server. Your body deserves the same seriousness as your business. Let me give you a very real example. Sorry, I worked with a founder who is into consumer health monitoring and smart wearables, who thought the problem was discipline. He had a good business, high responsibility, constant travel, poor sleep, and a waist that had slowly expanded over time. He assumed he just needed to try harder. But once we audited the system, the real issues became obvious. His sleep was collapsing. His travel rhythm was wrecking recovery. His lab suggested metabolic strain, and he had no contingency plan for the weeks when life became chaotic. We didn't need motivation, we needed clarity. Once the risks were mapped, he stopped improvising and started operating with a real system. That is what changes outcomes. That is why I built the Founders Continuity Protocol. It's a private health and wellness audit for CEOs, founders, and high responsibility operators who cannot afford to let their body become the bottleneck. This is not a generic wellness call, this is structured audit. We look at the key levers: labs, waste, insulin, sleep, medications, travel realities, and contingency planning. Then we turn that into a practical decision framework. So instead of vague advice, you get a clear picture of what is working, what is drifting, and what needs to change first. Most people think health is about feeling better. For founders, health is about risk management. If your body becomes unstable, the consequences are not small. You lose sharpness, you lose consistency, you lose recovery, you lose margin. And when margin disappears, everything feels harder than it should. This audit is for people who understand that performance is not just built in the boardroom, it's built in your body. If you're serious about protecting your capacity, start with the free founders audit. It will help you see the gaps before they become expensive. And if you want a deeper review, apply for the private health and wellness audit. Seats are limited because this is not mass market coaching. This is reserved for people who are ready to treat health like a strategic asset. Download the free founders audit, apply for the private health and wellness audit. Link below. Your company already has systems for continuity. Your body should too. Because if you disappear for 30 days, the business should not collapse with you. Build the system now.